inconsistencies they played with this year.
And now we are officially underway here in Stillwater. McCray trying to find a crease, brings it out to around the 25-yard line. Texas Tech is quarterbacked by Baron Morton. Had a fantastic game here 2 seasons ago. Still a career high. He was a redshirt freshman back then, threw for almost 400 yards against the Cowboys 2 years ago.
He's coming out today, James, with a lot of confidence. The way he's been able to lead his Red Raiders team this season. The number one thing for him is protecting the football. Only 6 interceptions on the year.
First play from scrimmage. They dial up a deep ball, and it's hauled in over the shoulder. Caleb Douglas. His 48th catch of the year in Texas Tech with a big gainer. 39 yards on their first play.
And Douglas is the top off the defense wide receiver. He's their big ball go-getter. Zach Kitley goes to him on the first play.
A one-handed grab out of the backfield. A 9-yard pickup. Up-tempo offense for Texas Tech, and Taj Brooks, who's an underrated pass catcher, able to nab it.
18th catch on the year for Brooks, and they'll line him up in the slot as well.
Texas Tech trying to put him away early. They have been aggressive on this drive with the tempo. That one too tall for Mason Tharp, the 6'9", 270-pound tight end, who's still tall and wiry, but he's added 20 pounds to that 6'9" frame since he got to Texas Tech.
He's very athletic with that frame. He's so good in the red zone area. You know, we talked in the open about the running game early on. First 3 plays have gone through the air.
Brooks, his first carry of the afternoon. Powering inside the 30 to pick up the first down. Cam Smith hits him first. A new set of downs for the Red Raiders to work with.
Key for the Cowboys defense is to swarm in packs. Look at those orange helmets flying over to Brooks.
Play fake, they dump it underneath. The tight end has space to the 24-yard line. Tharp with his first reception, a gain of 5. And it brings up 2nd down and 5 to gain. Morton back to the air, looping, and a flag comes in. Trey Rucker had a fistful of jersey down the sideline.
Defense number 9, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
With Mason Tharp's size, 6'9", going against Rucker one-on-one coverage. He's only 6 feet tall, 9 inches, the height advantage. Zach Kitley trying to highlight that in the red zone.
Texas Tech's been very efficient all season long. Down here in the red zone with an empty backfield. 1st and 10. 1st and goal from the 9. Pop pass. Underneath, it's a touchdown to Caleb Douglas. Texas Tech strikes first here in Stillwater, and the Oklahoma State defense has allowed points on the opponent's game-opening drive now in 6 of the last 7 games this season.
And that's been a big issue, playing from behind. Nice job by the offensive line, just falling over towards the left. Douglas, quick out route, and Morton, plenty of time to deliver an accurate pass.
Gino Garcia on for the point after. He's been perfect all season long. Right down the pipe, and Texas Tech has a 7-0 lead. That drive took less than 90 seconds off the clock. 6 plays, 75 yards. Game losing streak. 10 wins a season ago, 3-7 this year. Coach Mike Gundy called them snake bitten. They've had as many key injuries as anybody in the entire country. Ensuing kick out of the back of the end zone for the touchback. And we'll see the Oklahoma State offense Scored just 13 points 2 weeks ago, their last time out. Both teams off a bye. That was at TCU. And they will start at quarterback. It's going to be the true freshman, Myaluwaki Smith, freshman from Sacramento, California. He went to the same high school as the Hall of Famer Tom Brady. And a huge standing ovation from this home crowd. They have wanted more of Smith. He hands it off for a 3-yard gain. Ollie Gordon is tackled by Lewis and Roberts in the middle of that Tech defense. Play fake. Smith on a string into plus territory. Rashad Owens makes his 27th catch of the year, Oklahoma State's 3rd leading receiver.
What a throw here for Smith. His first start, 3rd game he's played, right over the middle to Owens on a deep dig.
24-yard pickup. Play fake. Smith looping, and that one's out of bounds, intended for the All-American candidate, Presley. Myaluwaki Smith, he's appeared in 2 games this season, the last 2 for Oklahoma State in mop-up duty. He's been efficient, 7 of 10, over 100 yards, does have the 1 pick, but the thing the coaches really love about him is he totally opens up the RPO zone read action stuff because he can hurt you with his legs.
And that zone read with the backside defensive end has to respect Smith keeping the ball when he's doing the fake to Gordon, and that'll open up the running game. And James, don't you just feel a buzz in the stadium with Smith? 25-2 as a high school starter, strong leader. They know his talent. He's gone off to a good start on this drive.
A pause in the action for an injured player, DB Carroll. Defensive tackle for the Red Raiders, the super senior who's been much better for them than they thought he'd be when he arrived on campus. Transferred in from Rice. Went to Duncanville High School in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 2nd down and 10. Ball's on the turf. Smith puts out the fire. Back at the Oklahoma State 49, that's a loss. And it's now 3rd and long.
The ball handling, zone read, and he pulls it from Gordon. Just too much contact and too late as Gordon was running away, and lucky for Smith to jump on it.
And that was the concern that the coaches had with getting him on the field more this season, is he's still super young, inexperienced. Would the moment be too big for the true freshman? This is 3rd and long, and it's a bullet for a 1st down. Dejon Stribling.
This is a great throw from Smith to Stribling. Ollie Gordon and that offensive line in pass protection doing an excellent job creating a clean pocket.
High snap. Ball still bouncing free. Ollie Gordon, he recovered it back at the Oklahoma State 45.
Second time the ball's been on the turf. This time a high snap. Nothing Smith could do with it. Good hustle from Gordon, flying in to save the possession.
Oklahoma State had the most experienced offensive line coming back in the entire country, and it has been an up and down season. They've had injuries, inconsistent play, slip screen, and Presley is slammed down. A.J. McCarty, who's all over the field for Texas Tech's secondary with the tackle. It is 3rd down and forever.
You've got to come up and tackle Presley with excellent technique, or else he'll make you pay. And good job being physical in the Texas Tech secondary.
The 3rd down back is checked in for Oklahoma State. Smith with his legs. Back into plus territory to the 45. C.J. Bakersfield makes the tackle. 9-yard pickup.
Nothing Smith could do. Here's a Tampa 2 defense. The safeties, linebackers playing deep, trying to keep everything in front. Picked up positive yards, still result in a punt.
Hudson Cock will come out to punt for Oklahoma State. He's the more accurate punter between the two that they use. Trying to pin Texas Tech deep. And he pins them inside the 10-yard line. Fair caught at the 8. Joey McGuire, the head coach at Texas Tech in his 3rd year, 21-15. He is Mr. Texas high school football. Spent a lot of years at Cedar Hill High School. Was coaching at the high school level from 1995 to 2016. Won 3 state championships. Texas Tech, if they win out the rest of the way, they'll have their first 8-win season since 2008. It has been a minute. Morton on the run. Incomplete. And it's 2nd down and 10. Wanted Douglas, who's been his favorite target on these first couple of drives. Black on the coverage for the Cowboys.
Nice job from Black in coverage, reading Morton as he rolled out of the pocket. It's going to be important today with this talented wide receiving core for the Red Raiders. This Cowboys secondary to keep everything in front.
4-man rush. Morton from his own end zone. And it's 3rd down and long for Texas Tech. Oklahoma State's defense trying to get off the field with a 3-and-out.
Flag down in the end zone.
There's a flag down in the back corner of the end zone.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 87. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Deshaun Brown, the guilty party, the redshirt sophomore from Oklahoma City. Costly penalty.
The 4th down look. Brown gets into the backfield. Just a late shove, not needed. Right in front of the official.
Brooks pulling through would-be tacklers in a 7-yard chunk on 1st down. That's one area Oklahoma State has still been Oklahoma State-like this season. They don't get penalized a lot. They're top 10 in the country in fewest penalties per game. Climbing the pocket, Morton spun down by his ankles. Xavier Ross with the sack, setting up another 3rd and long.
It's Ross's 3rd sack on the season. He just kept fighting up front. Found a way to make the play.
3rd down for the #1 scoring offense in the Big 12, and they have another first. Morton is in his bag. He was on target, hitting John Carlos Miller, the tight end.
Red Raiders going with tempo after picking up the 1st down.
Oklahoma State drops 7, and that ball's almost intercepted at the feet of Kendall Daniels. He's had a fantastic season leading this Oklahoma State linebacking core after the injuries to Nick Martin and Colin Oliver.
Some miscommunication. Right at the feet of Daniels, pushes it a little bit higher.
Those linebacking injuries, Oklahoma State's defense, Mike Gundy said the 2 biggest impactful injuries of his entire career. Morton, a bullet, caught by Aiken. Cale Smith on the coverage. Those key defensive injuries for Oklahoma State. Talking about Nick Martin, preseason All-American, preseason All-League. Colin Oliver will be playing on Sundays. Maybe the best ever to wear the Oklahoma State uniform at that position. Epps has missed time. Trey Rucker has missed time. Dylan Smith has missed a couple of games. They have been battered. Third and 5. Texas Tech's 2 for 2 on third downs. Can they pick up another? Yes, they do. Mr. Consistency, Josh Kelly, who leads the nation with 27 third down catches on the year.
He's the go-to guy. The first drive, Texas Tech going deep, now going to the intermediate routes.
Morton, a sliding catch made at the 37. Jalen Conyers. Texas Tech loves to get their tight ends involved.
And all 3 tight ends have been involved in the passing game so far today. Conyers very athletic over the middle.
Morton back to work. He's in trouble and he is buried. Jeff Robertson, his 3rd sack of the year.
Robertson comes on the blitz right in the middle of the defense, untouched. Good job just staying square against Morton. There was nowhere to go. Robertson coming up with a huge play.
And Texas Tech has been inconsistent this season up front with that offensive line. A lot of redshirt freshmen in the mix. 2nd and 21 underneath. John Carlos Miller on the receiving end. It'll make it 3rd and about 9. Justin Wright hog ties the receiver.
With these tight ends, Conyers, Miller, Tharp, very athletic. Move them in the slot, different spots in the formation.
Tech trying to stay perfect on 3rd down. Room for Brooks. Bumped out of bounds. And he looks to be about a yard shy of the marker. Kobe Hilton took a great angle and ushered him out.
2nd catch on the day, 19th on the year for Brooks. And Morton reading the coverage, knew he had Brooks to the outside as an outlet. Figure Texas Tech with the momentum on offense will stay on the field and go for it.
They've converted half of their 4th downs this season. That's 12 out of this 16-team league, and this is 4th and 1. And Texas Tech wants to think it over.
Texas Tech.
We'll take it with them. 5:21 left in the first quarter. Texas Tech by a touchdown. Back here at Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, senior day for Oklahoma State. 32 seniors on the roster trying to send this group out with a win. And Oklahoma State coach Mike Gundy reinforced to us how much he loves Oklahoma State. Raised 3 kids here in Stillwater, cares about these fans. He played here, met his wife here. He's all in on Cowboy football. Not just for the next couple of weeks, but I mean for next season too.
Long term. And the passion of this fan base, James, in a tough season, they've come out to support their team and the seniors.
Key 4th down here for Texas Tech. This is the 12th play upcoming on this drive that started, remember, back at the Tech 9-yard line. Brooks pinballing to the edge, and Brooks with a ton of running room. Cam Smith chops him down, and Texas Tech once again knocking on the door.
Now pre-snap, the Red Raiders saw there's no edge defender, so they go to the outside, trust that Brooks will pick it up. This drive continues on, and the offensive line really shot off the ball to give them the edge.
An empty backfield for Baron Morton, who has started 10 of 13, 114 yards and a touchdown. He has been flawless. Four-man rush, a dart to the edge. Taking it down to the 7-yard line. Kelby Valson, redshirt freshman, making the reception for the Red Raiders.
Two tight ends coming into the ball game with Conyers and Tharp. This is their area in the red zone where they really create a mismatch with their size.
Texas Tech top 20 in the country in red zone offense. Morton, fade, caught, touchdown. Mason Tharp using every inch of that 6'9" frame to reel it in, and Texas Tech leads 13-0.
Tharp's first touchdown on the year. He can control the red zone. Easy corner route. He had inside leverage, goes to the outside, you just throw it up for him. And Morton, beautiful throw with the loft on it to give the big man a chance.
These Texas Tech coaches believe Mason Tharp is a future pro. Scouts love his 6'9" length. He's improving as a blocker. And Garcia, his point after is perfect. It is all Texas Tech here in Stillwater.
A throw to the tight end to win in the red zone. Tharp wins, gets open. Morton does the rest with a perfect pass.
McGuire told us very bluntly last night that they have been preaching over the last couple of weeks coming off the bye that don't look at Oklahoma State's record. They're much better than a 3-7 football team. They have to be locked in and ready, and this team looks focused. Ensuing kick into the end zone for the touchback. I mean, Texas Tech, they came out swinging.
Very aggressive with their play calls, and really wanted to jump on the Cowboys early on because they know tough atmosphere with senior day, all the emotion. They really wanted to come out here, try to get a lead, and force the Cowboys to play from behind.
What has to happen for the true freshman, Mailuwaki Smith, to get some momentum on this drive?
I think you really have to give him zone read opportunities, let him use his legs, try to bring up the defense and let him go over the top with the play action pass.
Goes to the air, and that one's too tall, intended for Presley. That first drive for Oklahoma State had 2 high snaps. Smith has started 3 for 5 passing for 49 yards and had some nice throws on that first series.
It is strong arm. His offensive line gave him time. But you've got 2 outstanding players in Gordon and Presley. You have to give your best players opportunities to get the ball.
Gordon's only carried it 1 time so far. Complete to Stribling. He's wrestled down immediately. A gain of 7 makes it a more manageable 3rd down and 3.
And even though you're down early on, that has to change. Gordon has to get the ball. You've got to continue to highlight him in the running game.
Preseason All-American, the Doak Walker Award winner, goes to the nation's best running back a season ago. First ever Oklahoma State running back to win that award, and this is running back U with Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas, Tatum Bell, Chuba Hubbard. 3rd and 3, the blitz is picked up, and it's in and out of the hands of the freshman Josh Ford. 4th and 3 for the Pokes, and they will have to punt. A missed opportunity.
And just tough. He was open and not able to connect, and they really needed to extend the drive to gain some confidence. Now their defense, who's been out on the field primarily in the first quarter, have a short rest, have to come back out and try to slow down Texas Tech's offense.
Wes Paul on to punt. He's the boomer between the 2 punters. It's a strong leg. Hangs this one up high. Fair caught at the 30-yard line. Texas Tech quarterback Baron Morton, 12 for 15, 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. What do you like about his play?
He's been efficient. He's known where he's going with the ball, reading the defense. And James, such a strong arm. He can put the ball anywhere on the field. He can drive it down the field. And especially in the red zone, he's been accurate, giving his guys a chance.
The Tech OC, Zach Kitley, said that Morton has the 2nd best arm talent he's ever had behind only Patrick Mahomes, and he has coached some really good quarterbacks. 1st and 10. dropped by Aiken. Cam Smith on the coverage. Smith making his 28th career start today. Here's the numbers for Texas Tech. 139 yards of offense to Oklahoma State's 36 in this first quarter. Oklahoma State has barely had the ball. Brooks, patient runner. Gain of just a couple. Stonewalled up front. Parker Robertson on the assisted tackle. And it's third down. For the Red Raider offense, they are 3 for 4 in this first quarter on third downs.
This is where the Cowboys defense has to live, in the third and longs, where they can bring pressure, try to get after Morton. Bring in a fresh defensive line. 4th down look here on the third down.
Morton underneath. Kelly trying to get to the edge. Shoved out of bounds, close to the marker. He's a yard shy, and it's 4th down and a long 1, short 2 for Texas Tech.
Kelly almost gets there. It's a crossing route where they excel. Man-to-man coverage and good hustle by Roberson coming over and making the play.
Tech will punt. Jack Burgess on the blasted away. Kyler Pearson back deep. This is a bomb. And giving up some ground on the return. Pearson is swung down back inside the 10. Oklahoma State will take over 91 yards from pay dirt. Peyton Morgan, the special teams tackle. Well, Mike Gundy rolled out the true freshman today. Smith at quarterback, 4 for 7, 56 yards. Gundy told us that there are just so many more wrinkles in the offensive system with a dual threat quarterback. That's what they want, is a guy that can do both.
With how athletic the Big 12 defenses are, you need a guy that can put stress on that defense, especially the defensive ends with the zone read, and that's what he brings to the table.
Zone read, and Gordon, he gets rocked. Quincy Ledette, 315-pound defensive tackle, smothering the running back for a loss of 3.
Ledette getting the penetration into the backfield, and with Gordon, he excels, getting to the second level, and just not enough room here with the push from the offensive line. And there's Ledette just streaking through to create havoc.
Presley, he's a burner. Cutback run and some breathing room out to the 26. Jacob Rodriguez eventually flags him down. That was all Brennan Presley.
Presley, the All-American candidate. Good job finding ways to get him the ball. He is so elusive in the open field. You can just feel the fans burst with excitement, giving their best wide receiver an opportunity.
A flag comes in. Cameron Hurd was the intended target. Braylon Lux on the coverage. Got there early.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 8. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Both of these teams struggle to defend the pass. Oklahoma State 16th, dead last in this conference. Texas Tech just one spot better. Gordon trying to get downhill. Gordon! There's the All-American. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. 68 yards to the house. And Oklahoma State's back in it.
On the right side of the offensive line, really setting the edge, getting to the second level with Gordon, and then he says bye-bye. And this is the talent that he brings to the table. When you give him carries, it's just a matter of time before he'll break one.
3-play, 91-yard drive. It's back to a one-possession game. The spark that the Pokes needed. 11th rushing touchdown of the season for Ollie Gordon.
Preston Wilson, the right guard, Jake Springfield, the right tackle, got the push. And Gordon just refusing to be pushed out of bounds. And he's a foundational piece for this Oklahoma State team. It's this extra effort getting in the end zone, and now the Cowboys back in the ball game.
And how much did Mike Gundy emphasize to us yesterday the importance of getting more explosive plays offensively? They've been nowhere to be found this season.
And that's really been a key area for them. Is it's tough to maintain those long drives. It's hard to be consistent. You need to have those explosives, whether it's through the air or on the ground. And they found it there with Gordon and the offensive line working together.
Both teams have put together 91-yard touchdown drives in this first quarter in very different ways. It's a one-score lead for Texas Tech. Wes Paul set to blast it away for the Pokes back deep. Dre McCray and Jacoby Williams for Texas Tech. That was the third longest play of the season from scrimmage for the Cowboys. 68-yard house call for their future pro running back, Ollie Gordon. After the touchback, we'll see Texas Tech's offense. Morton 13 of 17, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the Oklahoma State defense finally got a stop last time out for the Tech offense. We're almost a quarter deep, Jay. Both coaches really emphasized getting off to strong starts, and here we are, all of a sudden, a one-score game. Underneath to the tight end. Corkscrewing into traffic. Conyers ridden down after a gain of 5 by Kendall Daniels.
Texas Tech going to the short passing game on the first drive. They were driving the ball down the field. Tight ends have been heavily involved in the game plan.
That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Texas Tech on top, 14-7. 68-yard touchdown for Ollie Gordon to make it 14-7. Texas Tech trying to counter back on the ground with Brooks. Kendall Daniels wraps him up after a short gain of 2, and now it's 3rd down. Texas Tech 3 for 5 on 3rd downs, and they're going tempo. Brooks, a hop step, barrels into a defender, and powers his way ahead for a 1st down. That's a man's run, and a gain of 5 to move the sticks.
The separator for Brooks, what makes him so special is there's no room to run. He'll create a path for himself.
Morton dropping, whistling, up high, one-on-one, caught out of bounds. It's incomplete, and it's 2nd down and 10. Cam Smith on the coverage.
Called Smith's name a couple times already in coverage. Nice job just walling off Aiken on the sideline.
Are you surprised by this aerial assault we're seeing from Texas Tech? I mean, they've thrown it 19 times. They've only rushed it 6.
And you figured that it would maybe be opposite and give Brooks more carries, but just had that feeling that maybe they'd be aggressive through the air, try to take shots.
On the counter, Brooks still pushing the pile. Takes an army to bring him down at the 46. Somehow got 9 out of almost nothing.
5'10", 230 pounds. It was a counter. The O-line just kept working up front, and then this is the yards after the contact for Brooks.
Tumbles to the 50 to pick up the first down. Back-to-back tackles made by Dylan Smith, making his 10th start of the year. True sophomore. New set of downs. No gain on the run. Daniels the tackler at second down.
The Cowboys defense, one up front to get in the backfield, and as Brooks comes off the field getting carries on this drive to get a rest, he just wasn't able to elude that defender to get up to the next level. Nice job. Again, using the hands, and you've got to get that push from the defensive line.
This tempo really testing Oklahoma State's depth. Morton climbing the pocket, and it's dropped in the open field. Jacoby Williams, who's the future at tailback. They love his speed. It's third down.
And Morton just reading the coverage, so good in the pocket. That back hip of Williams, he's going to be a good one. Just find a way to catch that one defender right in his face as well.
He's a true freshman. How does Oklahoma State's defense get off the field? Tech is 5 for 7 on third downs.
I think you've got to bring pressure. Try to get into Morton, get him off his spot.
Blitz. Morton stacked up. Jaleel Johnson with the sack. Second sack of the game for the Pokes defense.
Brian Nardo, the defensive coordinator, brings Jeff Robertson, that extra defender, and then the rest of his teammates clean it up, and that's a huge call to get off the field. They executed well. Now this defense getting a couple of stops, getting more confident.
Jack Burgess on the punt. Oklahoma State was coming after him. It's a towering sky kick, fair caught at the 19 by Pearson. You can feel the momentum swaying towards Oklahoma State early in the second quarter. We'll see what their offense can do coming up. Eight Big 12 teams are now bowl eligible after last weekend. Your Big 12 scoreboard: Kansas up 10-0 over Colorado and Arizona State. They strike first in that huge Arizona State BYU matchup. West Virginia up 2 scores on UCF. Trent Howland has checked in at tailback for Oklahoma State. Ollie Gordon had a 68-yard touchdown run on their last drive. Smith. He's been good so far. That is caught. A diving grab made by Stribling.
Stribling averages over 17.5 yards per catch. Just finds his way with a deep crosser over the middle of the field. Just plucks the ball out of the air, makes it look easy. Accurate throw from Smith.
23 yards. Play action. Smith loads it up. Incomplete. Marion Horn on the coverage for Texas Tech. Went back to the well looking for Stribling again.
Stribling back-to-back plays. One-on-one coverage. Safety comes over at the last second. So close. Air too far. Otherwise could have been another big play.
How would you evaluate Mailuaki Smith's start so far? He's 6 for 10, 99 yards.
He's played great. I mean, I think the energy you can feel in Boone Pickens Stadium is different with him and his potential, his talent. First drive a little shaky, but now getting more comfortable.
He throws a nice ball. Presley Gain of just 3, but you can see when it comes out of his hand, it is a tight spiral from the true freshman.
It looks smooth, and there's no hesitation with his reads. And the way he's playing, he knows where he's going with the ball. He's been an accurate thrower. And I just think with his ability to run, we'll see throughout this ball game how many times they give him carries, but that's a strength to his game as well.
That last completion just set a new career high for the youngster. Ollie Gordon's back in at tailback for a key 3rd and 6. Gordon on the receiving end in the open field, stacked up just shy of the 50. It's 4th and 2. John Curry makes the tackle. If you're Oklahoma State, is there any doubt in leaving your offense out on the field for this short 4th down?
It's Gordon wanting to stay out on the field, 26th catch on the year.
They tried out the punt team. Hudson Cock to blast it away. 4th and 2 from the 50, and Oklahoma State's going to punt. High pooch kick. And they down it at the 1-yard line. What an effort. And after further discussion, it will be a touchback. Here's another look.
It's a game of hot potato. Cowboys almost got it, but it'll result in a touchback.
And don't forget to pick up your officially licensed OSU merch from the University store. They're located in the stadium on the north side between gates 5 and 6 and on the south side at gate 2.
Oklahoma State, one of the highest scoring teams in the country since 2010, 5th in the nation at almost 37 points per game. I know this year's been drastically different in terms of points per game, but going for it versus punting on 4th and 2 from the 50. What are your thoughts on the call?
Well, just surprised. I thought an opportunity where they could have been aggressive, especially with the way the year is going. Now the hope is that your defense can pin back the Red Raiders.
Net punt of 30 yards. Morton back to work. Underneath, 1st down throw. Josh Kelly. That was a missile from Baron Morton.
And when he throws it, not only is it a strong throw, but it is accurate. I mean, that is right where Kelly can catch it and then turn quickly and get yards after the catch. And as a wide receiver tight end, that's what you want. You don't just want the catch, you want it where you can run after.
Brooks up the middle, lost his hat. And Oklahoma State at the point of attack with a great push. Gain of just 3. Brings up 2nd down, Colin Clay. He missed the initial tackle. Then his teammates were there to clean it up. So Brooks will have to check out for a play. Jacoby Williams in at tailback. He gets the call. He is chopped down after a gain of just a yard by Justin Wright. We've called his name a couple of times. There's some extracurricular around midfield. Rucker and Kelly all tangled up on the boundary, having words. 3rd down for a Texas Tech offense that is 5 for 8 on 3rd downs today.
Rucker and Kelly have been going at it in one-on-one situations. There's a late push. Surprise, there's no flag thrown.
Both seniors, veteran guys. Trey Rucker's a 5th-year senior for Oklahoma State. Intercepted. Parker Robertson, his second pick of the year and the first turnover of the game.
For Oklahoma State, the decision to punt pays off. Their defense comes away with a big play, and he's playing center field. Robertson, reading the eyes of Morton, just leaps up in the air. That vertical jump, high points it, and then good job returning it to the 45, and that's what this defense needed. Earlier on in the season, on those 3 wins, they are getting turnovers. It's been a drought of late. That was one of their focus areas this week in practice.
Second interception of the year for the former walk-on. Gordon churning out yardage. 8-yard gain. Oklahoma State's down to the Tech 37.
This is your recipe for the Cowboys. Create turnovers and give the ball to your best player. Gordon just gets those tough physical yards in between the tackles, and down on the field pregame, saw him warming up. He is built differently, James. He is an NFL player, athlete, and we'll see him in the league, and now he's lined up as a Wildcat quarterback.
Hands it off to Howard, and Howard popped. No gain. It's third down in a yard. That was Howland, the ball carrier.
Most of the defenders on the stop. No gain. Third down and 2.
Well, Ollie Gordon certainly has fresh legs. Only 4 carries. We're midway through the second quarter. He's still the Wildcat quarterback. Third and a long yard. They pitch it back. Gordon wants to throw. Wide open. It's caught inside the 10 by Owens.
All right, here we go. Ollie Gordon. All right, figure he's probably going to run it here, right? Nope. Pitch back to Gordon, and this is a heck of a throw on the run as he gets hit. I mean, just beautiful over the top.
He's still the quarterback. Howland muscling to the 5. Senior day, 7-game losing streak. Throw everything you can at Texas Tech with the trick play. There's an injured player for Texas Tech. But Gordon at quarterback has taken the last 3 snaps.
Just amazing from Gordon. The jolt that it's given this stadium, the energy. I just love what Casey Dunn, the offensive coordinator, Mike Gundy are doing here to create some stress on this Texas Tech defense. They haven't seen that look. Who thinks Gordon's going to throw the ball? They open it up here on senior day.
They ran a play like that against Baylor a few weeks ago, but Baylor was all over it, and Gordon didn't have time to get rid of the football. But you could tell he wanted to throw. So this is something that's kind of been in their back pocket for about a month.
And here's pitch back, and then look at the pressure. I mean, Texas Tech is all over this. He was on his back foot, doesn't even fall down, throws an accurate ball, and what a catch from Owens. He's rolling out to the right, just strong arm, and then Owens comes through with the big dive. Now the Cowboys offense is rolling.
Quincy Ledet, the defensive tackle, hobbling off for Texas Tech. He plays the nose. He's a huge part, really the anchor up front for them. Of all the things that Ollie Gordon has done during his Oklahoma State career, that is the first time he has ever completed a pass. He's the ultimate leader. Never packed it in this season. Could have opted out. How about that for a quarterback rating?
Perfect. I mean, everything else about his game is excellent. Now he shows the NFL, hey, I can throw it too.
Gordon knifing down to the 1. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Oklahoma State looking for the equalizer. Just over 6 minutes to go before the half.
And this is Ollie's drive. You line him up as a Wildcat quarterback. Now Smith back in the ball game, but I think you've got to give the ball to number 0 here.
High backfield. Fullback dive, and he gets popped. Jake Schultz.
Schultz 6'3", 250. There's multiple guys come over to chop him down. 4th down. Everyone in the stadium raising up here as the Cowboys are going to go for it again. I'll give the ball to Gordon.
They punted on 4th and 2 from midfield, going for it here. Gordon, the workhorse. He's in for a touchdown. Second rushing touchdown of the day for Ollie Gordon. With the point after, Oklahoma State could be back to even with Texas Tech.
Fighting through some adversity, being down, and you just see the resolve, the fight in the offensive line. This is a veteran group. This is a rewarding drive for them as Gordon gets in the end zone. It's just a good job finishing it off and hoping to even up the game.
7-play, 45-yard drive, 3 minutes. And the point after, a bullet right down the middle. We're tied at 14. Well, if there were any questions about effort and energy, how hard would this team play riding a 7-game losing streak, those questions have been answered.
They are gone, and it started off Parker Robertson coming up with the interception, and there's no way Ollie Gordon isn't scoring on 4th and 1.
There's the scoring drive for Oklahoma State. 7 plays, 45 yards, 257. You probably didn't have a 27-yard Ollie Gordon pass on your bingo card, but the all-purpose 112 yards, passing, rushing, receiving, and a pair of touchdowns for Oklahoma State. Logan Ward sends it into the end zone for the touchback. And all of a sudden, this game, Jay, has completely swung. How has Oklahoma State done it?
Well, it starts on the defensive end. Their defense, first quarter, a lot of mistakes. Didn't tackle well, and Texas Tech was the aggressor. And then the defense started to make some adjustment. They brought more pressure. Then you get the interception. So the defense cleaning things up. Then on offense, you just hand the ball game over to Ollie Gordon. Smith getting more comfortable, but you can just feel the momentum and the confidence rising on the Cowboys sideline.
You brought up the interception. Oklahoma State is 13-2 in their last 15 games when they just tie or win the turnover battle. And it's been tough sledding for Taj Brooks. Justin Kirkland and Jaleel Johnson on the tackle. And the coaches said that Johnson is the best defensive lineman on this Oklahoma State team. Has a super high ceiling, just a sophomore.
6'5", 260. He has quick first step, been very productive. Still a couple more years in the program to see his role continue to rise.
2nd down and 7. Morton buying time. Off foot. Caught out of bounds by Douglas. It's incomplete. Now it's 3rd down for Texas Tech. And remember, Joey McGuire told us that you can't let a 3-7 team hang around. They start to believe, and they forget that they're a bad football team.
So close, James, and you're right, in-game adversity. You have a big lead, crowd is quiet. Now the crowd is rising. Cowboys playing much better. You're letting them hang in there. This is important. 3rd down coming up to try to continue the drive.
Safety blitz. Morton ejected from the pocket. He'll try to run for it. Lunging. And he's just shy. Marked out at the Texas Tech 33. He needed the 35. It's 4th and 2.
And he just continues to read the defense. Fight as pressure comes up. Good job forcing him out of the pocket. He had to take such a long angle, be a little bit short, force the punting unit out on the field.
A punt, an interception, and a punt. The last 3 drives for the Texas Tech offense. They'll send it away on 4th and 2. A flag comes out for delay of game.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Now it's 4th and 7 for Texas Tech. When Oklahoma State gets the ball back, is it the Ollie Gordon show again?
There's no reason to change it. I mean, continue to give him the ball. Force the Red Raiders defense, who's had troubles tackling, force them to make stops.
Shorter punt, returnable. Out of bounds on the sideline, a big hit. Pearson had his bell rung and a flag comes in. Frustrations mounting for Texas Tech. It's a 40-yard punt.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, number 6 for the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
John Curry is the one who had the late hit.
I know you're hustling. I know you're giving it your all, but you have to hold up there. You just have to. If it's close like that, you gotta lay back, because that's gonna be called every single time, and now this moves the chains for the Cowboys offense.
The Oklahoma State offense, 36 yards those first couple of drives, 167 cents. They have exploded. Starting the true freshman, Milwaukee Smith, getting his first career start. Ollie Gordon has thrown a pass. He's caught a pass. He's rushed for 2 touchdowns. Rodney Fields starts this series off at tailback for the Pokes. Accelerating into the pile for a gain of 3.
Everybody was wondering, would Ollie Gordon come back out as a Wildcat quarterback? and they go back to the traditional look with Smith in the backfield. But that was kind of a game-changing wrinkle they showed this defense, with Gordon throwing the ball in that drive and predominantly carrying it out of the Wildcat.
In plus territory for 2nd down. Play fake, backside pressure. Smith got it off, and it's off the hands of Stribling.
And Smith is reading it. So run pass option. He saw the blitz coming. A little bit too high on Stribling, but the pressure gets to him at the last second, forces the errant throw.
Crisis averted. He still got it off and really put it on the money. Third and 7. Oklahoma State's 2 for 6 on 3rd downs. Empty set. Underneath. Trying to bounce free. Presley hog-tied around the 45. No gain. Braylon Lux popped him and then was able to track him down, and it's 4th down and 7 for Oklahoma State. They're in no man's land. Ball's between the Tech 44 and 45. The offense is still out there. How about this call, Jay?
Yeah, being aggressive and saying, hey, we trust our freshman quarterback.
And Texas Tech has to call a timeout. They had sent their special teams unit out on the field. Second burned timeout for Joey McGuire and the Red Raiders. 4th and 7. What's the call if you're Oklahoma State?
I think there's two guys you look towards. It's Stribling and Presley. And I would get them going on a crossing route. Try to get those two guys going against each other on the opposite side and highlight them in the passing game. And you have to expect pressure from the defense. So Smith has to have that internal clock in his head, knowing he's got to get rid of it.
Ollie Gordon, he hasn't had a touch on this drive. Here's why Texas Tech had to burn that timeout.
This confusion, James. You're right. Who's going to be on the field? Who's going to be off? Thought it was going to be a punt. But they had to burn one.
Ben Roberts, number 13, was the last man in. We're tied at 14 with 2:24 to play, inching closer to that 2-minute timeout. Elsewhere, Kansas, they lead 20-7 over number 16 Colorado. And Arizona State, a couple of quick touchdowns, has ballooned their lead to 3 scores. It's 21-0 over BYU.
Pressure's coming. Smith made the clap signal, kind of showed what the Red Raiders are going to do. They'll call a timeout.
Play a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Delay a game instead. Oklahoma State trying to draw them off sides. So they were thinking punt the whole way, and they'll bring out Hudson Cock to blast it away, the sophomore from Australia. He's had 9 punts this season. Of his 23, downed inside the 20. But Ollie Gordon, he didn't see the ball one time on that short drive for Oklahoma State. Angling towards the near sideline. Fair caught along the numbers inside the 10. Some nice punting from the Cowboys today. So a long way to go for Texas Tech. Why has the Texas Tech offense stalled here as of late?
Early on in the ball game, they were effective through the air, and Morton had plenty of time to throw. Defensive coordinator Brian Nardo showing pressure, and that's kind of changed things in the passing game. Morton hasn't been as comfortable. Of course, they had the 1 interception. How do you solve it all, James? I think you've got to find a way to go back to your bread and butter. Give the ball to Brooks and let him establish the line of scrimmage.
Their first couple of drives, it looked like they were well on their way to a 50-burger. Nothing doing for Taj Brooks. He cannot find any real estate. Obi Ezigbo makes the tackle, the 5th-year senior, his first stop of the game. 2nd down and 10, Morton. Brooks underneath. 2 pokes right there to wrangle him down at the marker. Robertson and Robertson.
2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout is here. We've got a good one. The offenses have stalled. We're tied at 14 late in the second. Texas Tech's first 2 drives generated 166 yards of offense, just 69 cents. A couple of early touchdowns. Their last 4 series, punt, interception, and punt. 1st and 10, just inside of 2 minutes to play before we break for the half. Play action. Morton, a rocket to the 32-yard line. Coy Aiken on the receiving end reels it in for another first down.
And Aiken is best friends with Morton. They link up. It was a deep crossing route. A little bit of a hesitation from Aiken to shake the defensive back. Here it is. There's a hesitation. Boom. Deep dig. Gets open. Nice hands catch.
Both small town West Texas kids. 3-man rush underneath. Brooks hit immediately after a short completion. Jeff Robertson's all over it. Just outside of a minute left before the half. Morton all day scanning and searching and firing and coming back. It's Aiken. On the boundary, Oklahoma State keeps him in bounds. Cam Smith able to wrestle him down in play.
Good job protecting the sideline. That's huge where the clock doesn't stop, continues to move.
3rd down, and Texas Tech only has 1 timeout remaining. Morton up the boundary. Wide open to the Oklahoma State 38. It's Aiken again.
Aiken, so skilled, sitting in the soft zone coverage, hugging up against the sideline.
Morton throws it into the turf. Veteran play. That was the 29th pass attempt in this first quarter for Baron Morton.
Here's the look they're trying to get. Douglas going across the line of scrimmage. Cowboys not biting on the fake. Just had to throw it away. It does stop the clock.
Blitz. Morton off his back foot. Rainbows nearly intercepted. Corey Black on the coverage. Almost had his 4th interception of the season.
Feet tall, Corey Black using that length almost. So close. But that throw a little bit deep was caused because of the blitz. Ryan Nardo really heating things up in the second quarter, bringing extra defenders.
Tech kicker Gino Garcia's season long is 53, so they need about 6 more yards to be in his wheelhouse. On an out pattern, why get 6? When you can get a first down to Caleb Douglas. The vertical threat for Texas Tech. Marked out of bounds at the Oklahoma State 25. It would be a 42-yard field goal try from here. Tech down to 1 timeout. How do they manage the next 18 seconds?
Well, I would not be surprised if they take a shot towards the end zone, maybe go to the middle of the field.
Game clock to 20 seconds.
With that
20
timeout.
seconds, please.
That timeout, you can be very creative. The playbook's still wide open here. All options are open to Morton.
Morton hurls it, looking end zone. Douglas out of bounds. It's incomplete. Cale Smith fighting for his life on the coverage. Takes it down to 15 seconds left.
You said it perfectly. There was shoving back and forth from Douglas and Smith. I mean, this is just pushing match who wants it more. And Smith was able to shield them out of bounds. Morton wanted this one. Thought they had it. It's a little bit too far.
2nd and 10. Oklahoma State bringing pressure. Morton from a busy pocket. Aiken the intended target. Daniels on the coverage. 8 different Tech receivers have caught passes today. Down to 10 seconds to go before the half.
All right, you still have the timeout for Morton. No sacks. No sacks. I think in this situation, you've got one more play. Then you're going to have to kick it if you don't pick up a touchdown.
Morton over the top. Brooks is there. Hits a touchdown. That is clutch from the Red Raiders. 25-yard hookup.
What a play design, and who's the leading receiver so far on the day for the Red Raiders? It's their running back, Brooks. 5 catches. It's 4 verticals with Brooks slipping out of the backfield, one-on-one coverage. He won. He has excellent hands, and what a throw from Morton.
His first receiving touchdown of the season. 12-play, 92-yard scoring drive, 2:14 off the clock. Garcia on for the point after. And Texas Tech with a gut punch right before the half. Let's go back to the touchdown.
There was pressure. The Cowboys bringing the safety blitz. Morton so tough on his back as he looks up, and then Brooks catches it. Looks to the crowd, says, yep, that was a big one, and thumbs up, making sure he was in bounds. But what a play to gain the momentum and kind of bring the momentum back, James.
How about these Texas Tech scoring drives in the first half? They've gone 75 yards, 91, and 92. They take a 7-point lead with 5 seconds to go before the half. Pearson and Cabanis back deep for Oklahoma State. Stone Harrington will handle the kickoff duties for Texas Tech. They squib it. Picked up. There's still time on the clock. Oklahoma State can take a shot. 1 second left before the half. Joey McGuire, 16-4 when leading at the half in his 3 seasons at Texas Tech. They are on a mission to get to 8-4. They feel like a coin flip and they could be 8-2. They've had 2 really tough losses. Washington State back in the non-conference. They actually outgained the Cougars by over 200 yards. Taj Brooks did not play in that game. And then Baron Morton, you see how impactful he is. He got knocked out in the second quarter of the TCU game. Texas Tech had a huge lead. Lost first. Texas Tech kicking off. Into the end zone for the touchback. If you're Oklahoma State, if there's one thing to nitpick, what would it be when you look at their offense in the first half?
James, I just think Ollie Gordon has to get more carries. Right now, 6 carries for 81 yards. You're minus 5 minutes in time of possession. You've got to try to even that up to help out your defense. I think you've got to highlight Gordon in the running game. Of course, take your chances through the air. But number 0, I think this has to be his half.
He has 112 all-purpose yards. Taj Brooks on the other side, his counterpart at tailback, 110. They get it to him in space on the screen, and he has a first down. And Gordon spun out of bounds close to midfield by Ben Roberts. That's how you get your star running back involved early.
He's so fluid. Second catch on the day. Wait for your big offensive line to get down the field, set it up. And that's how you start off a drive. That's the first screen they've used coming out of the second half break, getting him involved. Love the play call by Casey Dunn.
He's a future pro, one of the best ever. to don the Oklahoma State black and orange. Nice throw from Smith. That was on a string to Presley in the hole.
Presley, 4 catches in the first half. They go to him, and he is sure-handed their go-to guy in the slide.
1st and 10 from the 40. Zone read, Gordon, patience and a burst. Gordon, look at him gallop. Pushed out of bounds. They'll mark him out at the 7-yard line. Baskerville ushers out the tailback.
There's the push up front. Cole Birmingham, the left guard, clears the path. Easy run for Gordon. There's a couple high fives to the fans. He's involved in this game plan.
33 yards. Gordon, stutter step. The burst down to the 2. Oklahoma State, what a drive to open up the second half.
I love it. And James, don't you get the feeling during the halftime break the seniors had something to say to this team, that they wanted to come away with the win on their last home ball game? Mike Gundy and these seniors, a special class, tough year, but they're coming out with a point to prove on this drive.
Gordon up the gut for a touchdown. He has all 3 of Oklahoma State's scores. And the point after could deadlock the score once again.
That's how you do it. 4 touches on the drive. 1 catch, 3 runs. It's as easy as that. Gordon, such a talent. One of the leaders on this team, the way he practices, prepares, and leads his teammates.
Such a talent and so humble too. The coaches said, you know, just walking around campus, the way he interacts with his teammates, you would never know that he's a future NFL player. He's just so close to his teammates. He's not better than anybody else, just a great kid.
They love him, what he does off the field. His production is second to none. He's had a big
here in Stillwater, senior day for Oklahoma State. We're tied at 21. Oklahoma State, they fed their bell cow on that drive. Ollie Gordon had 62 of Oklahoma State's 75 yards on that scoring drive. He has all 3 of their touchdowns. He's up to 121 yards, his 4th 100-yard game this season. Give it to your best player. Cut him loose.
Let him have it. He's been running with the purpose. And James, I'll tell you what, too, especially in that first quarter, he was outstanding in blitz pickup. He is a complete back. And at the next level, they're going to love his talent, but also all the little things that he does.
Texas Tech bringing it out. Brought down shy of the 20, McCray. Texas Tech's Baron Morton has attempted 34 passes in a half of football. Is that a few too many?
I think you can't finish with 68 in this ballgame if you double it up. I think we talk about the Cowboys, what's their game plan? I think this has to be a half for Todd Brooks. 12 carries, 56 yards. He's on pace for over 100. But I think you have to have balance, and you have the time of possession advantage. You want to try to wear out the Cowboys defense in the fourth quarter.
Morton nowhere to go. Dylan Smith was bearing down on the quarterback. The coverage forcing an incompletion. It's 2nd down and 10. Oklahoma State has outscored Texas Tech 21-7 since Tech really blitzed them on those first 2 drives right out of the chute.
Yeah, they threw the first punches, but then the Cowboys regrouped, and the adjustment was bringing pressure. Now that final drive, it kind of bit them a couple times, and miscommunication on the touchdown to Brooks, but they've been playing much more aggressive.
One-on-one single coverage. Douglas, he's a walking highlight. Another sensational contested catch.
He's a talent. 6'4", one-on-one coverage, running full speed, makes it look easy. Just turns around, Morton throws it right to the hands. That is a tough pass completion, but those 2 link up for a nice game.
25 yards, 4th catch for Douglas, up to 60 yards receiving. Underneath, it's 2nd and 10 after the incompletion, looking for Tharp. The 6'9" tight end. It's taken Oklahoma State's defense some time to settle in, but what have you seen on that side of the ball for the Pokes?
There's been more pressure from the defensive line, and they felt good about their nose guards in this ball game, that they could get pushed. And early on, it wasn't there, but they've really been coming on, then bringing pressure from Robertson, and then also the secondary, giving Morton different looks to try to confuse him.
Brooks, with some Le'Veon Bell patience, picks up 3. That's the comp on him. That's what Mike Gundy said about the Tech running back.
Yeah, just love how he's patient, waits for his offensive line to work. And I know this isn't a big game, but he falls forward and makes it more manageable.
3rd down. Morton hits Brooks. Brooks working on a new career high, his 6th reception out of the backfield. Where's the spot? An official's timeout. An offensive lineman slow to get up for Texas Tech. The ruling on the field is that it is a 1st down. Jacob Ponton, the injured Texas Tech offensive lineman, make it Sterling Porsche. But Oklahoma State's defense, when you look at the big plays, 3 sacks, 3 TFLs, 4 pass breakups, they have an interception. I mean, those are basically explosive plays made by your defense.
Only 16 sacks on the season. They've been very productive through 1 half.
Brooks, not much of a crease, but the strength, the lower body. A gain of 6 for Taj Brooks. Daniels leaping on his back to finally bring him down.
The lower body strength. I mean, that's contact right there, about 2 yards, and he turns that in to a 6-yard gain.
Put the Oklahoma State defense on a squat rack. Powering ahead, just a gain of 1. Now it's 3rd and a yard for Texas Tech. Daniels again, the stopper. Tech is 9 for 14 on 3rd downs.
3rd down and 1.
Tempo. Morton keeps it. Morton sliding ahead for the 1st down. Heady play by the junior. He's 12 and 4 since the start of last year in games that he starts and finishes for Texas Tech. One of their losses this year, he got knocked out in the 2nd quarter against TCU. 1st and 10. Jacoby Williams is checked in at tailback. Four-man rush all day for Morton. Taking a shot. Back shoulder. What a catch. It's a touchdown. Jalen Conyers, the tight end, his 5th touchdown grab of the season. That's good for a 32-yard connection.
Conyers, 6'4", 265 pounds in the slot. Look at the speed, going one-on-one over the top. It's a fade route. He's going to win that every time. And I love how Morton highlights the matchup that he wants. He had plenty of time to throw, and he throws that ball high so his tight end can go up, grab it, and finish it off in the end zone.
9 plays, 81 yards, 243. The answer from the Red Raiders. It's a 2nd half shootout. Conyers trying to quiet this Stillwater crowd. Touchdown difference, Tech 28-21. Another long scoring drive for Texas Tech. 9 plays, 81 yards, 243 off the timer. And Baron Morton was 3 for 5 passing for 64 yards and the 32-yard touchdown toss, his 4th touchdown of the game. Something in the water here at Stillwater. He loves this place.
He has looked so good today, and you see his talent. It just oozes, James. That arm strength. I think his ability to run the ball, only one carry, but he's got good speed. He can manipulate the pocket, and he's on fire here at Boone Pickens Stadium.
His freshman year, his first ever career start here in Stillwater, he threw for almost 400 yards, which is still a career high. He's pacing in this game. The best that number, he's at 307. After the touchback, Oklahoma State down by 7. Ollie Gordon, 121 yards rushing. Remember, he threw a 27-yard pass. It was complete. He has caught a pass. He has done it all for Oklahoma State. Taj Brooks for Texas Tech, their all-time leading rusher. 129 total yards. Had that key touchdown catch right before the half. Both guys are balling out here on a Saturday afternoon. 1st and 10, Oklahoma State, true freshman quarterback. Taking a shot. A flag comes in. Might be a hold. John Stribling had beat Lux down the sideline.
Pass interference. Defense, number 0. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Oklahoma State's been more aggressive with their play calling here in the second half.
And trusting their freshman quarterback, and really probably a smart penalty by Lux with the hold. Otherwise, that could have been a touchdown, James.
Yeah, the 15 yards may have saved 6, I agree. 1st and 10. Smith back to pass. Floating it. Stribling, reeling it in. A leaping two-handed grab down to the 25-yard line. Big play after big play, both sides here in the second half.
They go back to that matchup. They love it. A stutter and go from Stribling. The ball a little bit short, perfect placement for him to come back and catch it.
That was a 35-yard game. Milwaukee Smith keeping it. Has a yard down to the 24. Just the ability for Oklahoma State to have some type of a threat at this position with their legs opens up so much for Gordon, for these stud receivers. The offense is clicking. Smith fires in his fastball. What a catch by Presley. Make it Cameron Hurd, the redshirt freshman. Slow getting up. He had to wrench it away from the defender.
This is amazing. As Hurd goes in the middle of the screen. What a catch behind the back of Rodriguez. How does he hold on to it? Here's a good look as he kind of turns his body, gets body slammed, and still holds on to it. What a play.
And he got body slammed by the league's leading tackler, Jacob Rodriguez, who's always all over the field. 1st and 10, Oklahoma State. Smith keeps. Smith, a straight arm, and a touchdown! "13 yards. First career rushing touchdown for Milwaukee Smith. And that's what's been missing from this position. Showed some burst on the keep.
His legs just presents different challenges to a defense. And this was kind of a fake pitch. And he just took it around the edge, made it look easy with his speed.
Point after is perfect. We are tied again. Oklahoma State has never led, but keeping pace with the Red Raiders.
Yet Ollie Gordon over to the left side. The eyes of the defense on Gordon allows that right side to clear up. Jake Springfield, the right guard, and Preston Wilson clearing out the path, and the Cowboys they're going to have a future star at the quarterback position. I love what Smith brings to this offense.
There is Bullitt, the Oklahoma State racehorse. And they've been racing to the end zone here in the second half. That's a 4-play, 75-yard touchdown to answer the Texas Tech score. It is a second half shootout. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns between these two squads.
Just back and forth. It's been a game of responses. And for Oklahoma State, first drive, that's Ollie Gordon's drive. Then they come back. He's a decoy. They go through the air to Stribling, and then on the run from Smith, they move him to the left side, get everybody to shift towards him. It creates an open lane.
Oklahoma State kicks an onside. Texas Tech racing the other way. They caught it, and they flashed down the sideline. Marked out of bounds at the 23. They'll start this drive in the red zone. Kelby Valson, 30-yard return.
See, Valson on the right side was not fooled at all. Waited till the ball was kicked, stayed square. The ball just pops into his lap, and special team play going in the favor of the Red Raiders.
Brooks, lead block to the 15. Make it Williams on the carry. Brooks was out in front.
Brooks does a nice job holding up his man. This running game, it just seems like they fall forward, pick up positive yards, putting stress on the Cowboys defense.
Oklahoma State's run a flea flicker on offense. What were your thoughts on trying to kick that onside midway through the third?
You know, James, I think senior day, be aggressive, and it didn't work, so, you know, I'm not going to like the call, but I just like the fact that, hey, we're here to win this game.
Short completion to Conyers. Yeah, it shows the fans, it shows the players that nothing to lose. We're going to put it all out there.
Right, and earlier on in the ballgame when they didn't go for it on 4th down, you know, maybe a situation where they could have, but since then, they put all their chips in the middle. They've been aggressive, going for it on another play, then the onside kick, the Gordon pass. I like everything, the adjustments that the Cowboys coaching staff and Mike Gundy has done here, even though the onside kick didn't pay off.
But can the defense get off the field? Tech is 10 for 15 on 3rd downs, and they run it with Brooks between the tackles. Brooks knocked down after a 1st down run. Got just beyond the marker. 1st and goal, Red Raiders. Brooks is a little hobbled. Staying on the field, Tech wants to run tempo. They give it right back to him. Stood up at the 5. Daniels the tackler. 2nd and goal.
Brooks over 100 yards in every ball game he started this year. He'll get a break coming over. Now over 75 yards in this ball game. 17 carries, on track for another 100-yard game.
Empty backfield, 4 receivers towards the top of your screen. 2nd and goal. Morton walks in, surveys. Flushed, incomplete. Off the hands of Douglas. Oklahoma State lives to see another down. It's 3rd and goal.
Credit the secondary. Morton plenty of time moving around the pocket, extending the play. They had to stay in coverage for about 5 seconds. There were no creases for Morton to throw.
The red zone numbers today, Oklahoma State perfect, Texas Tech 2 for 3, and it's Texas Tech who coming in, one of the top red zone offenses in the country. 2nd in the Big 12, 19th nationally. 3rd and goal, Morton fires. There's a flag. Kelly was wrapped up by Justin Wright. He got there a hair early. This would be an automatic 1st down. conference call right at the goal line.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 41. Ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Take another look.
Down middle of the screen, you just see the little pull, the tug. Justin Wright, immediately Josh Kelly is looking towards the officials.
Spot foul, so the ball's at the 1 yard line. Brooks dots the I. Movement up front.
Previous play review for purposes of reviewing the placement of the ball on the penalty.
So that pass interference is under review to see where the ball should be spotted, where the penalty occurred. Either way, Texas Tech will have it right at the doorstep. Tied at 28. What a wild second half.
It's been fun. I mean, these teams back and forth, getting in their jabs, making plays.
So that's where they have the ball marked now, right at the 1 yard line. What do you think of the game that Mike Gundy's, the game plan that he's put together for this one? Different quarterback. They've been aggressive in their play calling, some trick plays, the onside kick.
I think he's been great. I really appreciate when we met with him, James, his honesty, his confidence in his players. Thought they've had great preparation for this ball game and expected them to come out and play well. And you know, not the record they wanted, but still appreciates his players and their effort.
It's Texas Tech offensive coordinator Zach Kitley. He's the quarterback guru, just churns out NFL quarterbacks. Was on the Tech staff back in the day when Patrick Mahomes was the quarterback. Then he left. He was the OC at Western Kentucky when they had Bailey Zappi, who just shattered records, not just at Western Kentucky, but nationally as well. Returns to Texas Tech. His dad is the track and field coach in Lubbock. Brooks hit, driving into the end zone for a touchdown. First rushing touchdown of the game for Taj Brooks. He caught a touchdown pass earlier, and Texas Tech goes back on top.
When he gets pushed up front, he's unstoppable. The offensive line just moves it forward, and then Brooks, he's going to fight through contact. That's how you finish off the drive. Give it to your best player. 18 carries on the day for Brooks, and continues to get stronger.
35-28. Oklahoma State's onside kick recovered by Texas Tech. With real estate, it leads to a touchdown.
We are proud to acknowledge the exceptional contributions. Check that. This week, OSU unveiled the name of the newest complex to rise on our campus in the months to come. The Boone Pickett Performance Innovation Complex. To officially inaugurate the new name, please welcome to the field distinguished members of the Boone Pickens Foundation, Jim Rosser and Sally Guy. OSU President Dr. Casey Strong, the Executive Director of the Youth Performance Nutrition Research Institute, Lane Walker, and OSU Athletic Director Chad Piper. The Boone Pickens Human Performance Innovation Complex is on track to become a world-class center featuring the research laboratories of the OSU Human Performance and Nutrition Research Institute, alongside the excellence and human potential of OSU athletics. Once again, let's hear it for the one and only Boone Pickens. And we are proud to acknowledge the exceptional contribution.
Well, Oklahoma State, this drive got started with an onside kick. What's Oklahoma State trying to accomplish with that play?
Trying to steal possession, put the Red Raiders on their heels, and then Texas Tech takes advantage of it, plowing through Brooks, finishing off the drive.
And Oklahoma State has hands down one of the best special teams coaches in America, and Sean Snyder, who spent many years coaching for his dad, the special teams unit at Kansas State. He's the son of the College Football Hall of Famer Bill Snyder, who won Big 12 championships. He's the commander-in-chief at K-State. Sean's now on Mike Gundy's staff. And you could see Brennan Presley working up the sideline. It's turned into a shootout, 35-28. Elsewhere around the league, how about this? Kansas leading Colorado. Colorado just scored to inch closer. It's 23-21. Gordon pinballing to the edge, has a first down. CJ Baskerville on the tackle. The other big game in the Big 12, Arizona State leads BYU. They have controlled this one the entire way, 28-9. The score out in Tempe, Arizona. New set of downs. Gordon. Gain of 6. Gordon has a new season high for rushing, 133 yards. Previous high was the season opener, 126 against South Dakota State. Had that 68-yard touchdown run that really broke open the scoring for Oklahoma State.
And the one passing touchdown as well. He's just affected this ball game in so many ways. Also, he's been used as a decoy. Big part of the game plan.
Trent Howland muscling through for a first down. Rodriguez, the tackler, 6'3", 240 pounds. He has strength.
Good 1-2 punch when Gordon goes out of the ball game to take a break. Can let Howland go to work.
Play action, Smith. What a snatch! Rashad Owens to the 30-yard line. Spears it with one hand. First down throw, a gain of 17.
Hand-eye coordination. Owens chopping it down, deep curl. Wow, what a catch. One-handed with that left hand, sticks it up there. The ball just attaches to his glove. What a play.
And an injured Red Raider around the 30-yard line. Oklahoma State, 4 plays, 41 yards on this drive that's eaten just over 90 seconds off the clock here in the third quarter. And this looks like the Oklahoma State offense of old. Dual threat quarterback, star running back, elite receivers, and really getting whatever they want here in over the last 2 quarters, bridging the second and the third together.
With the production and the balance they've had, it's helped out the offensive line as well in the running game, where this offense isn't one-dimensional. They have so many different outlets, whether it's through the air, Smith running, Gordon, of course, and it puts stress and pressure on a defense. And that offensive line has really done a nice job, especially that third drive and on.
Baskerville was the injured Red Raider. First and 10, Oklahoma State from the 30. Presley dancing in the backfield. The swing pass isn't there. Smith up high, too tall for Ford. Tried to hit the tight end. In this third quarter, there have been 28 points scored in the last 10 minutes between these two teams.
You know, it's been an offensive quarter, hasn't it? And which defense will be the one to make a play? Either side, somebody's got to step up, try to force the other offense into a turnover or create pressure.
On the outside, Presley trying to keep his balance, has a yard. Marion Horn lassos him down. It's 3rd and 9 for Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State moving Presley at different parts in the formation, trying to highlight him. And Horn just coming up and making a heck of a play, chirping him down.
That was his 6th catch of the game. 3rd and 9. Oklahoma State's 2 for 7 on 3rd downs. Trying to extend this drive. Down by a touchdown. They get rid of it quickly. Gordon one-on-one. Joysticking. Bottled up at the 25. 4th and a long, 3 short, 4. Jordan and Rodriguez collaborate on the tackle.
Outlet to Gordon. That's all right, let's go to work. The Red Raiders doing a nice job coming over multiple players, able to limit the yards after contact and force the 4th down.
Oklahoma State will line up and attempt the field goal with Logan Ward, who's 12 for 16 this season. 4 for 7 between 40 and 49 yards, and this is a 42-yard try. Kick is airborne. Off the upright. No good. Misfortune for the Pokes. And that drive comes to a halt after a strong start. Texas Tech, our score stays the same.
It was close, trying to squeak in side of that post, and just unfortunate for the Cowboys. Trying to get points across on that drive that looked so promising.
Tech takes over from its 25-yard line. On the delay, Brooks looking for a hole. How about this Oklahoma State group up front? It's been tough sledding for Taj Brooks today.
It has, and just really that defensive line. It's so important against a back like Brooks. You can't allow him to get momentum. And I think they've been really working kind of different gap schemes, staying low, keeping their pad level down. It's enabled them to get enough pressure just to limit any big gains from Brooks.
On 2nd down and 9, Oklahoma State drops 8 into coverage, and they are there to belt Brooks. Deshaun Brown. He makes the tackle. It's a gain of a couple. It's 3rd down, and Oklahoma State has a chance to force a 3 and out.
This is a great job driving with your feet. Force 3rd and long.
Morton locks in. Comeback pattern. It's complete. 1st down, pitch and catch. Coy Aiken. They make it look easy.
As a wide receiver, you want to be trusted by your quarterback, and Aiken has the trust of Morton.
Delayed blitz underneath, in and out of the hands of Conyers, the tight end. And he had room to run. There is a flag down on the play.
Holding. Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
Caleb Rogers, the right tackle.
Rogers, the best offensive lineman, has played really well today. Just see a little push down against Cody Walterscheid, and saw the flag fly in. Did not want that flag, was bleeding with the ref.
The defensive end, Walterscheid, his older brother Cole played here. Senior day. It'll end an 11-year run that Walter Scheid's been on the football field for Oklahoma State. After the short completion to Taj Brooks, Texas Tech's offense really for the first time all game off schedule. 2nd and 18. Morton climbing the pocket. On the run, Conyers, a hurdle from the tight end. Taking flights to get to the 42-yard line. 3rd down upcoming for the Red Raiders.
Conyers has been involved in the pass game, so athletic.
Blitz, quick throw. Did he hang on? Yes, he did. He's a yard shy of the 1st down. Conyers again, he's been the key target on this drive for Tech.
This is just amazing. I mean, goes over the top. A vertical jump, 265 pounds. He's an NFL prospect.
4th and 1. Tech going for it. Brooks swallowed up. It's a loss of a yard, and Oklahoma State's defense gets off the field. Kendall Daniels, the first Cowboy through to make the tackle.
It's a total team effort by this defense, needing a stop. Daniels and also the penetration from Justin Kirkland, the nose tackle along with Wright. This is playing complementary defense. Everybody doing their job, not allowing Brooks to get downhill. The Red Raiders gambled for it on 4th down, and now the Cowboys. Can you take advantage of this field position and really your defense making a play, translating that momentum over to your offense?
That's the first time that Oklahoma State's defense has made a stop since midway through the 2nd quarter. Gordon, season high over 140 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, gain of 4. Roberts the stopper. 8 as we start the 4th quarter. 2nd down for Oklahoma State. They pitch it back. Smith has it. Wheel route incomplete. Flag comes in. It was intended for the fullback, Jake Schultz. All the window dressing had Texas Tech out of sorts.
Pass interference, defense number 7. The ball will be played to the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
The misdirection with the ball fake, and it's a little bit too early. Brendan Jordan trying to make a play. He's running into Schultz.
First down, Oklahoma State at the Texas Tech 27-yard line. Gain of a couple for Gordon, his 13th carry. All right, Jay, what has to happen? A 1-score game, start of the 4th quarter. How do these teams close this thing out?
First of all, at Texas Tech, I think you just have to sell out to stop Gordon. He's been running wild today. You have to limit his yards the rest of this 4th quarter.
Smith up the middle, 2 more, makes it a manageable 3rd, and we'll call it 5.
And over on the other side for Oklahoma State, you're driving down a touchdown. But the #1 key is protecting the football. You have a freshman quarterback and Smith. Make good decisions, rely on your running game, get the ball out to Presley. Those are your 2 best players. Lean on them.
Both of these teams came into this game in the minus in turnover margin. Oklahoma State, they've not turned it over at all in this contest. They're +1. Blitz, Smith, 1-hops it over the middle. It's 4th down. A late penalty marker comes flying in from the back judge.
Holding, defense number 4. 10-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Marion Horn from Broken Arrow, just a stone's throw outside of Tulsa. It's his first trip back in this state.
Tim DeRuiter, the defensive coordinator for the Red Raiders, brings the pressure, and it's a little bit too handsy, not much. Horn surprised with the flag.
First and 10 Cowboys. They're in the red zone. Ball's between the 18, make it the 13 and 14 yard line. Presley grabbed by his ankles. Braylon Rigsby. And the Red Raiders are excited about this redshirt freshman from Woodville, Texas.
94 Rigsby just flies through the screen, staying low, a swim move, getting underneath the pad level. And you're right, ton of potential.
Play fake, Smith dancing left, firing, touchdown Oklahoma State! Stribling on the receiving end, 14 yards. There is a flag down. Celebration penalty. Stribling booted the ball into the crowd.
After a play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 1, his first of the game. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
Dejon Stribling's had a huge game for Oklahoma State. He's over 100 yards. That's his first touchdown catch of the contest. Penalties enforced on the kickoff, so it doesn't impact the point after, which is for the tie. All locked up at 35. Early stages of this fourth quarter. Well, Jay, a complete breakdown in the Texas Tech coverage.
A miscommunication. Stribling's been the go-to guy today, over 105 yards. You've got to find Stribling, and here an unfortunate penalty, kicking in the stands. You knew it was a mistake. But here in the fourth quarter, James, it's those little things. You can't give easy yards to your opponent.
He punted Baxter. So Oklahoma State's kicking off from the 20. Keep in mind, Texas Tech has a really dangerous return man in Dre McCray. It'll be Williams. Williams muffs the kickoff, picks it up and gets beyond the 30 to the 31. Tied at 35, early fourth quarter. How does Texas Tech's offense get back to the end zone?
All right, well, their offense has been lighting it up through the air. It's been pretty good on the ground. At the beginning of the second half, I really thought Brooks has to take over. Right now, 20 carries, 76 yards. He's at over 100 in every ball game. I think you've got to lean on your talented senior.
Play action on the slant. Douglas, who's been Baron Morton's favorite target tonight. One play, and Texas Tech's in plus territory at the 49. David Kabongo makes the stop, a 20-yard pitch and catch.
Douglas has been outstanding, going over the middle with his big body, boxing out the defender.
Brooks, stutter step. Brooks slammed down after a gain of just 1. averaging less than 4 yards per carry tonight. How's Oklahoma State been able to contain him?
But it's because of that pressure from their defensive line, also bringing up extra defenders in the box. But you continue to run him, even though he hasn't had that big gain, because you're hoping to wear out the Cowboys defense. You're hoping that the continued running plays will wear them down and it'll pay off.
Broken play. Morton, tuck and run. Dumped after a gain of 5. A slow developing quarterback keeper, and it's 3rd down and 5.
Third down and 5.
Who's your guy on 3rd down? It's Kelly. Aiken as well has had a good day. Conyers is going to be lined up in the slot along with Tharp. 2 tight ends, no backs in the backfield. Brooks down at the bottom of the screen. 4 wides with Tharp inline tight end.
Receiver stacked. Kelly's on the backside. Leads the nation in 3rd down catches underneath. This will be shy of the 1st down marker. Jalen Conyers, the tight end, on the Mackey watch list coming into the season. That is his 7th catch. 4th and 1. No man's land for Texas Tech. They're 1 for 2 tonight on 4th downs. And Oklahoma State wants to talk it over. They burn a timeout.
Oklahoma State.
We'll take it with them. 4th and 1 for Texas Tech when we return to Boone Pickens Stadium here in Stillwater. Jason Halter on James Westling. Inside of 11 minutes to play here in Stillwater. 4th and 1. Is it Taj Brooks time for Texas Tech?
This is his carry. I think you've got to give it to Brooks. He's your 5th-year senior, one of the top backs in the country. If not now, then when? This is his time. Critical situations, 4th quarter on the road. You have to place your trust in Brooks.
28 and white is Texas Tech's all-time leading rusher. 4th and 1. Brooks is in the Wildcat. Direct snap. Lead play. Taj Brooks into the open. Mr. Brooks. It's a touchdown. A 40-yard score on 4th and 1. '30th touch of the day for Taj Brooks. He is a one-man wrecking crew, and Texas Tech goes on top by a touchdown.
I love the play call. Conyers in the backfield leading the way. Didn't even have to block. No edge defender on the outside. Little high five as you trot in the end zone. But Zach Kitley seeing the outside is free, placing his trust in his running back and Joey McGuire. What a job. Kitley behind him. Those two finding a way in a 4th down situation where the Cowboys need it. You get a touchdown.
(42-35), Texas Tech.
Here we go.
Had his tight end Jalen Conyers.
Nobody in sight.
Had him ushering to the end zone. 5-play, 69-yard scoring drive, 232. What a call.
It's those critical downs that determines close ball games. And that 4th down goes to the Red Raiders. Now you have a 7-point lead. You have the momentum. You've quieted this stadium. Now your defense has to come out, complement your offense, and do their job. And you know the coaching staff, Tim DeRuiter, the defensive coordinator, is preaching to his guys. We need stops, and we need a turnover.
Ensuing kick is out of bounds. So this will set Oklahoma State up with very solid field position. Elsewhere around the league, Kansas just scored to take a 37-21 lead over Colorado. Kansas on a mission to ruin everybody's season, looking for their 3rd straight win over a top 25 team. And Arizona State, BYU, that game getting a little tighter. ASU up 28-23. Well, the last time Oklahoma State had the ball, Milwaukee Smith threw a 35-yard touchdown. He's in trouble here. And he is going down back at the 24. It's a sack. James Hansen overwhelms the quarterback. A huge loss, and it's 2nd down.
And Hansen, the transfer from Nevada, just wins. It's a one-on-one blocking situation. He gets into the lap of Smith, nowhere to go. And that's how you start off a drive if you're a defender for the Red Raiders.
2nd and 20. Pop pass, it's complete. On the run, Owens, weaving his way through traffic to the Texas Tech 45-yard line.
Owens, 230 pounds. He is quick and elusive. Good job getting open right in the middle of the field.
30-yard gain. Smith, straight drop back, pumping, dumping. Presley to the 41. And the freshman, Milwaukee Smith, is inching closer to a 300-yard performance. Making his first career start, the true freshman. 2nd down for the Pokes.
0 turnovers. Protecting the football, giving your team a chance. And he's been so good through the air, used his legs, but that's the #1 thing for him, is making good decisions.
2nd and 6. Fields, big burst and a 1st down. Baskerville makes the stop. 2 flags come in after the play. Rodney Fields Jr., true freshman from Wright City, Oklahoma. Coaches are excited about him and his future. 3rd time he has seen action this season. He played against Baylor and BYU.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 0. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Braylon Lux, the guilty party. Costly penalty for Texas Tech. That is their 7th penalty of the night.
Yeah, too many today. See that late shove there, and they're going to get you every time it's after the whistle. The 2nd guy always gets caught, James.
Oklahoma State has been perfect tonight in the red zone, 4 for 4. Power set. Fields breaking a tackle. It's a touchdown for the freshman. 19-yard scamper. With the point after, will be tied again.
The rushing attack for the Cowboys, 171 yards on the day. I talked about this game being about responses. The Cowboys come right back with a touchdown on the ground.
And the last 2 scoring drives for Oklahoma State have featured 3 key penalties to help the Cowboys find pay dirt. The burst from the Frosh.
Fields Jr. coming in as a change of pace back behind Ollie Gordon. He's got a bright future And here in the fourth quarter of senior day, it's the freshmen coming through with a nice run, and you see the excitement over on the Cowboys sideline.
Tied at 42, 84 combined points between these two teams. It was high scoring in the first half. It's been bonkers here in the second half.
These offenses have looked so good. Just clicking, when it's been the run or the pass. Both sides have really put together impressive performances. Going to close out this ball game. Your offenses have to continue to play at this level. But which defense will make the stop? We kind of asked that question earlier on, and still that same question stands. One side has to get a turnover or find a way to get off the field.
Texas Tech, 478 yards of total offense. Oklahoma State, 455. Shorter kick. McCray on the return. He's electric. McCray dragged down from behind, close to midfield. One of the top kick returners in the nation puts his mark on this one.
Dre McCray gets it. Boom. Inside, make a man miss. And that's good hustle from the backside to bring him down. And here it is. That one cut, go vertical. Now you set up your offense with great field position.
The last time Texas Tech won 8 games in a season was 2008. And that's their goal. They told us yesterday to win out and get to 8. A dart, and it's complete to the 36 to Coy Aiken. Having a huge game for the Red Raiders. Cale Smith on the coverage. But this one feels like an 2008 Big 12 clash.
It does.
A shootout. Last team with the ball wins type game. Brooks, hit, wrestled down. Greeted by 2 Cowboys. Jeff Robertson in on the tackle.
Following Conyers, Robertson just jumps outside of the block. There's nowhere for Brooks to go, and Robertson's had a great game today, coming on the blitz and run support. Those fifth-year seniors.
Second and 10, Morton. Spinning away from trouble. Long run, tosses. Is there a flag?
Number 3 was in the area of the pass.
No penalty. Xavier Ross with the pressure.
Most quarterbacks, that's a sack or there's a penalty, and Morton just was able to extend it as the pressure falls into his lap. Again, most guys, that's a sack. Or you're trying to get rid of it, you get a penalty, but he got it past the line of scrimmage and he eluded the rush.
Third and 10. Option, toss, Brooks, kick out block, first down, Red Raiders. They run it on 3rd and 10.
That's having confidence in the decision-making of Morton to pitch it, and then Brooks on the outside. Great blocking by Aiken and Conyers.
Morton whistles it towards the end zone. Caught in bounds. Shoved out at the 2. Aiken again. It's 1st and goal, Texas Tech.
That's the arm strength to get that ball in between the zone coverage. And Aiken, great job locking up with his QB.
1st and goal, Brooks. Churning. Forward progress. Conflicting calls from the line judge. One side signaled touchdown, the other was coming in to mark him down at the 1.
second down.
Forward progress was stopped at 2nd down and goal from the 1 for Texas Tech.
Second and goal. Taj Brooks. 3 downs to get into the end zone. Brooks 131 yards on the day, 25 carries.
High backfield. Brooks puts his pads down. He's in. He's a machine. It's a touchdown, Texas Tech. 3rd rushing touchdown for Taj Brooks. And the Red Raiders continue to find the end zone, and they take another lead.
And finding answers, and the push up front is enough. And then Brooks has got eyes in the back of his head, just backpedals his way in. And this offense, how do you stop it?
Texas Tech has been playing keep away all night. They've never trailed. They lead 49-42. Trying to find some separation with 6:12 remaining.
The offensive line does their job, and you know Brooks will finish things off. Huge.
Texas Tech's all-time leading rusher, Taj Brooks, 132 yards and 3 touchdowns tonight. His last score gives Texas Tech a 7-point lead, 7 plays, 53 yards, 2:17 off the clock. And it'll be up to Oklahoma State's offense to try to once again keep pace in this contest. Down by a score. Returnable. Hit at the 15, not much there for Kyler Pearson. Just over 6 minutes left in the contest. It's been a game of blunders for Oklahoma State. Missed field goal off the upright. Then they got sneaky, tried an onside that was a total disaster. That led to a Texas Tech touchdown. Then Oklahoma State counters. Stribling, boots it into the crowd. Short field for Texas Tech. Taj Brooks, a house call. Just the little things why Oklahoma State's 3-7.
What could have been? Those 3 plays changed the complexion of this game, and the Cowboys still have a chance, only down 1 score.
Nice chunk of yards for Ollie Gordon. How would you evaluate the Oklahoma State offensive line, which has been inconsistent all season long?
I think they've done the job. When you have Gordon going for 144 yards on the ground, and only 13 carries, 171 total, and you've protected your quarterback. They've done the job today, and I think that's been a big reason for this offensive output, is because that O-line has been stable.
2nd and short, Gordon again. Plowing ahead for the 1st down. The coaches told us yesterday that they just need more juice from that offensive line up front.
A lot of seniors on that O-line that have played a lot of football, and you know that group really wanted to finish off their home schedule the right way.
Ollie Gordon has done it all. He threw a 27-yard pass. He's got 148 on the ground, 30 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. He accounted for all 3 of Oklahoma State's first 3 scores. High snap, bouncing free. Into the end zone, Texas Tech recovers. It's a touchdown. Jacob Rodriguez. Ollie Gordon, there's a flag out, punch is thrown. Jacob Rodriguez recovers the football in the end zone. He is a gamer. That's what he does in fourth quarters. Takes over games defensively for Texas Tech. And Ollie Gordon threw a right hook after the play. There is a lot to unpack here in Stillwater.
Frustration spilling over for the Cowboys, but that was the big play the Red Raiders needed. What a job from Rodriguez hustling in.
The ruling on the field is the fumble and recovery by the defense for a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 0. His first of the game, that penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
A high snap, and then the defense, just a full-out sprint. Rodriguez, after the ball is on the ground, you just see him fly in to the screen, and then Gordon just trying to wrestle the ball away, and this is where the shoving began.
Texas Tech leads it 55-42. Point after is true. A defensive touchdown has finally given Texas Tech a little bit of breathing room. And this was Oklahoma State's first turnover of the entire game.
They put the ball on the ground a couple times, but this was critical. And there's the shoving and just the frustration.
These teams have been chirping at each other all game long. Point difference, 4:45 to go. Oklahoma State has 2 timeouts. Texas Tech able to capitalize on another Oklahoma State miscue. It's the 3rd snap that's been high for the Cowboys tonight, and the most costly by far. Texas Tech has scored 21 points in this fourth quarter. And for Oklahoma State to have a chance, they have to score quickly. Kickoff from the 50. It's squibbed, it's scooped. And Oklahoma State zigzagging out to the 31-yard line. Iluwaki Smith, 257 yards, 20 for 27. A touchdown. How about that for a true freshman, his first ever career start?
He's looked really good. And not only throwing the ball, but his command of the offense and running the ball as well. I just think he's going to have excellent years ahead of him in this program.
Twist up front. In the hole, hits Stribling. Stribling hogtied at the midfield stripe right at the 50. Baskerville makes the tackle.
You know, for Smith, I mean, this is tough for him. He has played a couple times, but your first ever career start. And to come out here and play the way he has, I mean, that is not easy for an 18-year-old.
Texas Tech brings an extra guy, and it's complete to the 35 to Owens. These Oklahoma State receivers have been phenomenal all night long. And the coaches told us, you know, Stribling has not been 100% the last 3 games. He's finally there. And you see what Stribling and Owens and Presley collectively they can do. Venturing into Tech territory. Outside long throw for Smith. It's complete to Stribling, his 8th catch of the game. It's right at the stake at the 25-yard line, and Oklahoma State's on the move quickly. Pressure up the middle. Smith trying to sidestep the blitz. Dangerous pass. Roberts with the pressure up the gut.
Tim DeRuyter, the defensive coordinator, says enough is enough. Cross linebacker blitz. Ben Roberts gets into the face of Smith, and lucky that ball wasn't picked off.
2nd down and 10 for the Pokes. Down to 3:27. The clock is an issue. Have to have a touchdown. Underneath, Presley wrestled to the turf. Close to the marker. It's a gain of 8. Sets up 3rd and 2. Smith is over 300 yards in his first career start. Over the head of Stribling, incomplete, and it's 4th and 2. 4th down, have to have it here,
There
Jay.
it is.
What do you dial up?
I think you got to go to Presley. He's your guy in the slot. He can create separation. You don't have to have the touchdown here. You just need 2 yards. And he's your All-American candidate, senior. Try to find him on a quick slant route. Stribling has been amazing today as well.
4th and 2.
Texas Tech. 30 seconds.
Texas Tech burns their first timeout. But what a game for Milwaukee Smith in his first career start. 309 yards passing, 1 touchdown. And you hit it, Jay. He has not turned the ball over. And he has saved a couple of turnovers, too, on these high snaps.
Yeah. He's been decisive with the ball. And doesn't it look like he's been a multi-year starter the way he's playing? And his arm talent just stands out. Throws with a good base, nice mechanics. And he's very difficult for this Red Raiders team to defend. And Joey McGuire got a 2-score lead. But this can really close out the ball game if you get a stop.
He's completing 73% of his passes tonight. He went 25 and 2 his last 2 years in high school. Had interest from Arizona, BYU, Michigan State, Florida State, Colorado, Washington. He is 4th and 2. Down by 2 scores. Smith underneath. Presley's there. Down to the 10. Just like you said, Jay, get it to your underneath receiver in space. Easy peasy.
And he was lined up in a stack look, pre-snap, went into motion into the slot, and you just knew that Smith was going to find Presley on the out route.
Oklahoma State's down to the 10. Smith bouncing, firing. It's a dart, and Owens carrying defenders in for a touchdown. Oklahoma State not done yet. 2:35 to go. There is a flag down after the play.
Colton plays a touchdown after the play on sportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 4, his first of the game. That penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
Marion Horn, 9th Texas Tech penalty. First touchdown of the night for Owens. He's over 100 yards receiving. Point after's blocked. And it's an 8-point difference. First missed point after of the season for Logan Ward. He was perfect until that kick.
Here's the touchdown from Owens, just refusing to go down, plowing through the defender to make it a 1-score game. Here, there's extra shove to Gordon. Horn, after the play, Can't have that, and then the interior pressure right up the middle. Knocking the ball down to make it an 8-point game.
Still a one-score game, but Oklahoma State would need the 2-point conversion. Most importantly, Oklahoma State, their defense has not been able to get off the field. They have the one takeaway. Outside of that, Texas Tech has scored just about every time they've had the ball.
You have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. Now what will Mike Gundy and his staff decide here? Onside kick it? Or give it back to your defensive hands?
Logan Ward has the ball on the tee at the 50-yard line. Texas Tech lined up like they're anticipating an onside kick. Oklahoma State tried a surprise onside midway through the third quarter. Ward sends it right down the middle. Scooped by McCray at the 10-yard line. So Oklahoma State has Tech pinned deep, but still have to find a way to get off the field. If you're Texas Tech, is it Taj Brooks, or do you put the ball in the air?
I think it's Taj Brooks, but you can allow Morton to get out on the perimeter with the run-pass option as well. They've really had success getting to the outside, so I think you want to give the ball to Brooks, but also with the zone read, would not be surprised if Morton's involved, or if the box is loaded, you trust Aiken and Kelly on the outside.
Brooks, stretch play, nowhere to go. Smacked by Colin Clay. It's a loss of a yard, and it's 2nd down and 11. And Clay's down after the play. They'll add a second to the clock. Joey McGuire trying to get the road win. It would be Texas Tech's 3rd road victory this season. Here's that last play.
The Cowboys selling out for the run, and Clay coming through to make the play, just got rolled up on.
.230 left. Still have the 2-minute timeout. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. These teams have exploded in the second half. 35-34. Texas Tech has outscored Oklahoma State here in this second half of action. It's tough to see for Oklahoma State. Colin Clay, 5th-year senior. He's played in 48 career games, which is 2nd most on that Oklahoma State defensive line. Coach Gundy called him the anchor of that group up front. A season for the Oklahoma State defense where they've just been absolutely decimated by injuries. The impact that Nick Martin and Colin Oliver had on this defense a season ago, especially the loss to Oliver. Coach said it took everything away that they worked on in the spring. They were building a defense around those 2 guys. 2nd down and 11. Texas Tech can run it down to the 2-minute timeout. Two minutes left in Stillwater. It has been a barn burner here in Stillwater, Oklahoma. 56-48. Texas Tech trying to put this game on ice when we come back. To Joey McGuire. 5 of their 6 wins have come by 8 or fewer points this season. They have an 8-point lead with 2 minutes to go. Second down. Option pitch out. Brooks. They corral him at the 9-yard line. Obiezigbo and Daniels collaborate on the tackle. It's third down. Now, what's the call here if you're the Red Raiders? 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they keep it on the ground twice with Brooks. Got 1 timeout left for the Cowboys. And it's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Maybe you go through the air, but I'll tell you what, 3rd and 11. Can you pass the ball here? I mean, that's risky backed up. I think they're going to try to keep the ball on the ground. Force the Cowboys to use that last timeout.
56-48. Texas Tech leads by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Now let's flip it around. If you're Oklahoma State, do you dial up the pressure here?
I think you bring pressure. You've got to sell out to stop the run. I think if you're in that huddle right now, the main message is, hey, no missed tackles. You've got to swarm to the football. Key on Brooks, but secondary, you have to be alert for the pass. But I think they're going to bring extra defenders in the box and make it difficult. Try to get anything on the ground for Brooks and Morton.
Texas Tech is 13 for 20 tonight on 3rd downs. 3rd and 10. Jacoby Williams has entered the game at tailback for the Red Raiders.
Oklahoma State has 2 timeouts remaining.
Okay, so the discussion is how many timeouts Oklahoma State had left. An extra timeout with 1:53 to go is pretty big.
That's huge. If you get the stop, you're forced to use a timeout, then you'll have 1 in your pocket for your offensive drive.
Baron Morton, the Texas Tech quarterback. He's 9 yards away from a new career high in passing, which he set 2 seasons ago in this stadium. Joey McGuire still giving the officials an earful. 3rd and 10. Biggest play of the night.
Second charge timeout. Texas Tech.
The gamesmanship begins. Texas Tech by 8. Joey McGuire. He's not happy.
Looks like communication issues from the referees to McGuire. Thought there should have been 1 timeout for the Cowboys when they were awarded the second one or giving it back. That's where the issue is for McGuire.
Senior day here in Stillwater. Mike Gundy. He's been at Oklahoma State for a long time. The bowl streak will be snapped. They've lost 7 in a row. They haven't had a season like this since his first year on campus.
Game clock operator, please restore the game clock to 1:55. 1:55.
So they'll add a couple seconds to the clock, but Jay, just this effort from Oklahoma State, I mean, what does it say about the future of this program? Gundy and his players, how much they care about this football team, this community. They're putting it all out there tonight. Third and 10. Morton, quarterback draw. Morton weaving, leaning, and he has the first down for Texas Tech.
With all the passing plays Morton has done today, his excellent throws, this was his best play of the day. Quarterback designed run. It looked like it was going to be a throw. He gets the snap and then swerves outside, back inside to pick up the first down.
Oklahoma State with those 2 timeouts. Texas Tech first and 10, run play. A gain of 2. Taj Brooks up to 133 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns tonight.
Second charge timeout, Oklahoma State. 30 seconds.
Down to 1:13. So Oklahoma State can stop the clock one more time. It was a big day. It's been a big day in the Big 12. This one's been absolutely electric. Kansas, 37-21. They take down Colorado, really pulled away in the second half. And then Arizona State and BYU have gone final. The Sun Devils control their own destiny now to get to Arlington for the Big 12 championship after that 28-23 win over BYU.
They got out to a big lead, held on at the end. Kenny Dillingham doing a great job with his Sun Devils. And that Colorado game, that was a tough ball game on the road at Arrowhead. Lance Leipold finding a way.
Morton. Parker Robertson nails the quarterback back at the 19.
Third and final charge timeout, Oklahoma State.
3rd and 11. Now, how aggressive are you here if you're Joey McGuire in Texas Tech? Oklahoma State's out of timeouts, so you can run it, run the clock down and punt, or do you go for the jugular, put it through the air, and try to get the first down to ice the game?
You can't be aggressive at all. I think you've got to run the football, whether it's a Morton or Brooks run on the outside or maybe some deception to it. You can't afford for this clock to stop and give the Cowboys a chance. You've got to play complementary football, keep it on the ground, churn this ball game down, then punt it, try to flip the field position, and then put the ball game in your defense's hands. You just can't risk it right now going through the air.
68 seconds to go. Texas Tech trying to get to 7-4. Oklahoma State trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. Oklahoma State wraps up their season on Friday against Colorado. Third and 11. Quick throw, Kelly. Not enough for the first down. He's out to the 23. Corey Black corralling the receiver. It's 4th down. Texas Tech can take it down to about 20 seconds remaining. College football playoff rankings. Ohio State 38-15 over Indiana. Texas, no problems with Kentucky. But Ole Miss, they get upset on the road against a red-hot Florida team who's won 3 in a row with a pair of freshmen at quarterback and running back. 24-17 the final there. Texas Tech on to punt, and they call a timeout with 25 seconds left in the game.
Third and final timeout. Texas Tech.
Joey McGuire managing the game correctly. Easy pass to the outside. They didn't run it, but good job getting the ball to Kelly, keeping it inbounds, and then you just use that clock, call the timeout to make sure everybody is on the same page. And over on the other side for the Cowboys, you need a return here. 25 seconds left. Joey McGuire, again, trusting special teams unit in giving the ball back to the Cowboys with his defense out on the field and probably inside of 20 seconds.
Both quarterbacks well over 300 yards passing. A pair of superstar running backs in this one. Taj Brooks for Tech, 133 yards. Ollie Gordon for Oklahoma State, a season high of $156. Jack Burgess on the punt for the Red Raiders. Shorter kick. Oklahoma State gets drilled at the 35 and a flag comes out. There's 2 flags out. Oklahoma State on the move. They've not blown the play dead. Kyler Pearson scampering inside the 30-yard line. But there's a lot to untangle with flags all over the field. Down to 7 seconds left for Oklahoma State. Time for one heave to the end zone.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Number 0, defense. Kick catching interference. Kicking team. Number 6. These penalties offset. Replay 4th down.
Here's the roughing the kicker, right going into the leg. Jack Burgess. They do not want that call, and then fair catch interference. Joey McGuire not pleased.
And that was before the play. So replay the down, and they reset the clock. Pearson back deep, signaled for a fair catch, brings it in at the 34. 13 seconds remaining for Oklahoma State. How do you manage the final 13 seconds if you're Mike Gundy and this Oklahoma State staff?
Yeah, really 2 plays. Here you've got to get out of bounds and try to get yourself in better position to take a shot with Smith. And right now on the other side for the Red Raiders, you're just trying to hold on to this ball game. But you want to play the sidelines knowing that Mike Gundy is going to try to get this ball in better position before you go to the Hail Mary.
Smith over the middle, intercepted. Jacob Rodriguez clinches it for the Red Raiders. Nobody better in this conference on the defensive side of the football in the money quarter. Recovered a fumble in the end zone that led to a Tech touchdown and the game-clinching interception. Jacob Rodriguez. And Joey McGuire, he can celebrate what will be win number 7 for Texas Tech. Rodriguez finishes with 13 tackles. The defensive touchdown, recovering the fumble in the end zone, the pick, and it's over. Texas Tech 56, Oklahoma State 48. A thriller tonight in Stillwater.
This was an amazing